I just watched Arthur the King, a brand new Mark Wahlberg movie where it stars him as the character Michael. He's an action-adventure racer, and this is his last chance to get first place. So he's going back to Costa Rica on a whim with not much of a sponsorship, and along this adventure, he encounters a stray dog in that of Arthur. I really love that this movie tackles one of my biggest gripes and something that I really want to implement into one of my feature films, which is the character study of I should be doing something, but I'm not doing something. I love that character trait in Michael's character, and seeing him struggle and essentially harm himself as well as dragging down others while watching this movie. It was kind of just, I don't know, very relatable for me. I loved that little adventure that he goes through and then what he learns by the end of this movie. I thought that was really great.
Hey, what happened to you, boy? You don't look so good. Meatball? Look, somebody likes my meatballs.
However, for the rest of this movie, it's not as great, unfortunately. While I do enjoy it, and there were some really great moments that made my heart just like pound in my chest, and yes, the action scenes were just, they were really fun to watch. I just couldn't otherwise get on board with many of the other scenes. And that especially includes the moment where Arthur and Michael finally meet up. It feels like these two characters, the dog and the main character, it feels like they don't meet up until a little over halfway through the movie. And then they skip over that even more, and then the dog comes back. And so I just kind of wish that we had more bonding moments between Michael and his team, and with Arthur the dog. I just feel like he was more so placed in this movie as an afterthought. The whole marketing behind this movie was not an action-adventure race starring Mark Wahlberg and then a dog. It was focused more so on, hey, this is a human-dog story, their love, their unbreakable bond.
He's a fighter.
Just like you.
But again, it is a dog/human story, and so you're gonna feel that connection no matter how long the screen time is up for. It just really places you into the action, into the boots, on the ground of one of these adventures and what they look like. And that is something that I did enjoy about this movie. It sounds hard. It sounds very difficult. I don't think I could make it past the first hour, let alone 5 whole days. I do like the tension between Michael and some of his friends along this adventure, if you really want to call them friends. Although there were some great moments of tension between the entire cast that I really enjoyed, because again, it did kind of feel like they had just met. They don't really know each other too much. They're gonna push each other. They're on the brink of starvation in some moments and dehydration, and their muscles are being pushed to their limits. So of course there's gonna be that friction between them, and they're gonna argue and bicker and figure out what to do and what's right, and ultimately they come to the clarity of what is correct. And speaking more on that, there is a huge dilemma between the group and the dog at the end of this movie, to where they have to make a moral choice on whether or not to keep going or to leave the dog behind. However, how the situation is placed, there are many ways to get around it if you think about it logically. If you just think about this for even a second, you step back and you look at it from a different perspective, there are so many different ways to get around the situation. And ultimately, everything that happens in that situation translates into the finale and how it affects each and every character. And I feel like it's just, again, wasted potential, because they could have had their cake and ate it too. And so, while yes, it is kind of a sour little nitpick, it does ultimately lead into that notion of what I should be doing versus what I need to be doing.
This race doesn't define you.
I raced for 19 years. This is my last chance to win.
He kind of learns how to break away from that mold based on that situation that led up to them at the final bout of the race. And I kind of wish that they proceeded in a more logical direction. Despite all of my many nitpicks with this movie, I don't find it to be a bad movie either. It's not a great movie, it's just kind of a movie that exists. I think that there are better dog stories out there. In fact, maybe even some better true story films about dogs that just tell a more coherent and more cinematic experience. Whereas here, it's again more so just an afterthought than anything else. But yeah, it does fulfill that need of a dog story. So if you guys want to see something new, a new story brought to the screen, this is, you know, a good movie. Again, not a great movie, but it's a good watch. I'm not going to say it's like not sad or not happy, or it doesn't make you go through the feels. The movie just has to work a little harder to place the audience in that mindset. But again, it's not hard to do because it's about a dog. So yeah, while I can't fully recommend you guys check this one out in theaters, if you guys are dog people, you love your dogs. I know I used to love my dog. dog. I miss her so much, and this movie does remind me a lot of that. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys have a dog. What are their names? Do they do any fun activities with you? How do you guys bond on a day-to-day basis? Again, let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, if you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. It does help the channel grow. And yeah, otherwise, my name is Austin. I'm still terrible at doing these outros. Whatever. All right. Bye, guys. Go play with your dogs. Tell them you love them. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.